How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a local Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel between Cyber Dragons and True Dracos. Now, just for clarity's sake, I am the Cyber Dragon player, and I am sitting on the left. So, starting things off, the True Draco player is going to be summoning Yamato Iwata, which cancels out all monster effects. He's going to activate 2 True Draco cards and set another card. And now he's going to activate Card of Demise. And as previously stated, Yamato Iwata prevents all monster effects, so I won't be able to use Ash Blossom. So he's going to get to draw, and he sets a couple more cards, and on the end step, Yamato Iwata returns back to his hand. So now it's my turn, and I start off... by normal summoning Cyber Dragon Core, and he activates There Can Be Only One. So that stops me from being able to have more than one type of monster out. So I off of Cyber Dragon Core's effect, I search Cybernetic Overflow and add it to my hand. Okay, so Cyber Dragon Core, I declared a direct attack, so that'll do 400 points of damage to him. And then I set 3 cards down and pass turn, and pass the turn to the True Draco player. So he's just gonna set a card or set a monster and pass. So not really much happening there. So now on my turn, I activate Cybernetic Overflow to banish 2 different cyber dragons of 2 different levels from my hand or field, and in order to destroy cards equal to the number of banished monsters. Reason being is I wanted to get rid of his There Can Be Only One and his other set back row, just because that could be potentially detrimental to my game. Then I activated Magnet Reverse to special summon my banished Cyber Dragon, so I could have another monster back out on the field. Then I normal summoned Cyber Dragon Hers and used and then I link summoned Cyber Dragon Seeker. Then I'll use Cyber Dragon Hers' effect in the graveyard, since it was sent there, to add a Cyber Dragon from my deck to my hand. Alright, so next I enter the battle phase, and I attack his face down, and then he activates True Draco Apocalypse, is what I believe that's what that is. And he's using True Draco Apocalypse to halve Cyber Dragon Seeker's attack points. And also, to destroy one of his face-up spell cards, and on its destruction, he can destroy one of my other set back row, which was Monster Reborn. So now I pass off to the True Draco player. So he's going to set 1 card face down, switch his Yamato Iwata to attack position, and he's going to attack Cyber Dragon Seeker, and I attempt to use Cyber Dragon Seeker's effect to give it 2100 more attack points, and then he chains True Draco Apocalypse to have its attack points once again during damage calculation. So my monster gets destroyed, but because of Cyber Dragon Seeker's effect, I take no battle damage from attacks involving that card. And at the end of his turn, Yamato Iwata comes back to his hand, so now it's my turn. And I'm checking my graveyard to see if there's anything I can do from the graveyard, which there isn't, so I activate Cyber Repair Plant to add a light machine monster from my deck to my hand. And now I'm adding Cyber Dragon Nasher from my deck to my hand. My reason being is Cyber Dragon Nasher adds a whole lot of consistency to the deck, and it allows me to get more bodies on the field. So I special summon Cyber Dragon Nasher in defense position by discarding Cyber Dragon, and then I can special summon it off of Nasher's effect. So once again, I'm checking my graveyard just to make sure everything's okay. And then I'm going to go into another Link Summon, which I believe that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going to go into another Link Summon and Link Summon Cleefort Genius. Reason being, Cleefort Genius is unaffected by spell traps and other Link monsters activated, and other Link monsters effects. So basically, you know, if he were to flip something up to destroy it, then it just wouldn't work, or negate its attack. So I attacked him directly for 1800, and then I passed the turn off to him. Alright, so he's just going to do a T-set there and pass it back off to me. So I drew a core, and then I immediately normal summoned the core, and then used core's effect to add a Cyber Speller Trap from my deck to my hand. And this time I added Cyber Rev System. Cyber Rev System allows you to special summon a Cyber Dragon from your hand or graveyard, and it can't be destroyed by card effects. So I'm going to go ahead and immediately activate Cyber Rev System and special summon Cyber Dragon from my graveyard. Next, I'm going to go into the battle phase and attack his face down with Cleefort Genius, then attack him directly for 2100 points with Cyber Dragon, and then attack him again for another 400 with Cyber Dragon Core. Next, I pass the turn off to him, and let's see what he does. So he's just going to go ahead and scoop, and we are going to go on to game number 2, and so I will be taking the win for the first round. So he's going to start things off by setting 2 cards face down and then activating a True Draco card and using it to tribute and then summon using its secondary effect to tribute and then summon a monster, or special summon a monster. Next, he's activating Card of Demise in order to draw a few cards. Now he's using his normal summon, which is Imada Iwata, which, as you know, it negates I can't use any monster effects. I think it negates all monster effects on the field, but I'm not quite sure. I can't remember that. So now he's setting another card face down, or actually he's setting 2 cards face down, excuse me. And I believe he's passing it, and now Imada Iwata comes back to the hand. So now I'm going to special summon a Galaxy Soldier from my hand by discarding Cyber Dragon Naster, and now he's chaining off his monster's effect to add something to his hand. And then Galaxy Soldier's effect will go off, and I get to add a Galaxy monster from my deck to my hand, so I'm adding another Galaxy Soldier. Next up, he is going to activate There Can Be Only One, so once again that locks out my me from having any more monsters, and I can't go into other monsters of that type. And then he's activating another card, which I forget the name of it, but I only tribute summon monsters that can actually get their effects, so I can't get any effect of any fusion monsters or link monsters or anything. And because if There Can Be Only One, it's pretty much locked me out of my extra deck. So essentially all I could do was pass the turn to him. So he summoned Imada, and then he is now going into his next play. He's attacking Galaxy Soldier with Imada Iwata and then going to attack me directly. I forget how much damage that does because I honestly don't remember the name of that card and I don't remember its stack. So now he's passing it off to me and I'm going into my next turn. So now I'm going to start off by activating Raigeki to destroy all the monsters on his side of the field. So it goes through, and because of that, I also destroyed the card that doesn't allow my own monster effects. Next, I play Monster Reborn to get Galaxy Soldier back on the field, but unfortunately, he still has There Can Be Only One, so I can't really do much else off of that. So now all I can do is attack him directly for 2,000 points of damage. So next, I just pass the turn off to him and let him go. Now he summons Imada Iwata again, and we all know what that one does by this point. Next he activates another True Draco spell, and I can't remember what it is, so I apologize. And I tried to Ash Blossom him there, but its Imada Iwata prevented that, so you know it locked out my hand traps as well. So next he's going to use the spell to tribute summon a really powerful monster, and that pretty much can't be that is not affected by anything. And then he attacked into my monster, destroyed it, let's see here. Next up, he's activating a card in order to add something to his hand. And so now that his Amado Iwata is gone, I can actually Ash Blossom that and stop him from adding. So then he passed the turn to me, and I drew, and so I went ahead and scooped because there was nothing I could do at that point. And so game number 2 goes to True Draco. Now, at the start of game number 3, I opted for him to go first again, since my deck generally runs better at going second. So he's going to start off by summoning Amado Iwata and then activating a True Draco card, or True Draco spell, and setting 2 cards face down. Next up, he's using that spell to tribute one of his set cards and then summon another monster from his hand. Next, on the end step, he discards Amado Iwata and returns it back to his hand. So on my turn, I special summon Cyber Dragon, and then normal summon Core, and use Core's effect to add a Cyber Spell or Trap from my deck to my hand. And he's going to chain that and add something from his deck to his hand. He chained his monster effect, excuse me. And on that, I add Cybernetic Overflow from my deck to my hand from Cyber Dragon Core. Next, I activate Machine Duplication to target Cyber Dragon Core, which its name becomes Cyber Dragon on the field, and special summon 2 more Cyber Dragons from my deck. Next up, I go into an Xyz summon to Xyz summon Cyber Dragon Nova, and then off of Nova, I can Xyz summon Cyber Dragon Infinity. And then I use Infinity's effect to steal his monster and attach it to it as materials. And Infinity gains 200 attack points for each monster attached to it, so it has 2,900 attack points. So I attack him directly with Infinity, and then I attack him directly with Cyber Dragon, and then I believe once again with Cyber Dragon Core. So 2,100 and then an extra 400. Next up, I set 2 cards face down and then pass it off to him. So now he normal summons Amado Iwata, and that Amado Iwata pretty much prevents me from being able to use Infinity's effect to negate anything. So I activate Cybernetic Overflow to banish 2 of my cards to destroy his Amado Iwata and his face-up True Draco spell. And then when that gets destroyed, he can pop one of my back row, which was Cyber Dragon, which was Cyber Repair Plant. So now he does his normal summon. I think that, well, actually no, that's a special summon. And now he activated his field spell and gave his monster an attack boost, so he attacked me directly. Again, I forget how much damage he did, and I apologize for that. But now it's my turn. So I'll start things off by activating Magnet Reverse to special summon Cyber Dragon Infinity from my graveyard, and then he changed something to activate a card in order to be able to. I'm pretty sure he added something from his deck to his hand. This part always gets a little fuzzy to me. I'm sorry about that. Reason I chose Infinity for that. Oh, and he could special something from his deck. Then I activated Cyber Repair Plant to add a Light Machine monster from my deck to my hand. And the Light Machine I chose was Cyber Dragon Naster. The reason I chose Infinity from my graveyard because that's an extra layer of control that I can have. And so I special summoned Cyber Dragon Naster, and then I special summoned Cyber Dragon off of that, and then I used Cyber Dragon Infinity's effect to steal his attack position monster to attack shit to Infinity. So that way I could actually use Infinity's negation effect and protection. Next up, I linked off Cyber Dragon Naster and Cyber Dragon into Cleafort Genius, because Cleafort Genius is unaffected by spells and traps and activated effects, and other Link monsters effects. So then I went into I was checking to see if the field spell did anything for that monster there, which it didn't. So I attacked with Cleafort Genius and then attacked him directly for 2,300 points of damage with Cyber Dragon Infinity. So then I was checking my graveyard to see if there's any other plays I can make, because I also had no cards in my hand at that point, so I passed it off to him. Next up, he just set a card face down and then tried to use his Continuous Traps effect, and then I chained and activated Cyber Dragon Infinity's effect to detach a material, negate the activation, and destroy the card. and once the card was destroyed, it allowed him to destroy Cyber Dragon Infinity. So next he just passed it off to me, because there wasn't really much, or no, he was able to activate something else to add something to his hand. Excuse me, I jumped the gun a little bit there. So next up, he activated a card in order to shuffle a few things from his graveyard back into his deck. And then he also was able to draw a card off of that. So next, he set one card face down and passed. So I just drew, and I was checking my graveyard to see if there's anything I could do, just triple checking. And so then I declared a direct attack, and since Cleafort Genius was unaffected by his trap effect, and I believe, and this direct attack will result in the game 3 going to me. So I would end up winning the match overall in 3 rounds. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry if the commentary was a little awkward, and I will see you guys in the next one.